What up, guys? Good morning. We're here on time. Kind of on time. I mean, okay, so it's 10:01. It was like a second late, but I wanted to turn off the extra fan and then I had to turn the TV off for now. So, because I was watching TV up until this point. So, yeah, I'm not used to being up at 10 a.m. at all. I was expecting myself to kind of sleep in, which I felt bad because I promised you guys the live stream. So, you know, it is what it is. Hey Mark, welcome back, bro. So yeah, we're here at 10 a.m. My time it's 10 a.m. For Mark it's different because Mark is in the UK. But yeah, so I'm not used to being up this early. I did have trouble sleeping and I couldn't go back to sleep last night, but I did almost sleep in this morning. So yay. Yeah, that's fun, but I was able to get up, so I didn't miss out on anything. Plus I got coffee, so it's all good though. Cuz we got coffee. It does exist, Mark. It does exist. What do you mean? I'm just not used to being up this early because again, I get up at 4:20 a.m. depending on if I need to get anything extra done that I didn't the night before, so I have sleep. And then I go back to sleep, and then I wake up at like 7:15. I get up to feed Lucy, and then I go back to sleep. And then I do not really get up until either around 10 or exactly at 10 or exactly 11 a.m. So, clearly, it's not a myth. It's a point in time in the day, honestly. I got the water too. I don't drink Monster this early. Sometimes I do. Majority of the time, I don't. I normally drink coffee, but that doesn't really help me anymore. So I switch over to Monster. Sometimes I drink Monster right away in the morning, but normally I don't. I try not to, but that's just because I drink it too much. So no, it's the same one. What do you mean? It's the same one. I know that we talked about a Scooby Doo one last night anyway during the live stream. Sorry, yesterday afternoon, not last night. Like, this isn't a new one. I've had this since Christmas, actually. It's not new. The other one that I do want does not look. It does not look like that, and it's not as big. But the other one is going to be more helpful for when I can drive because with the car I'll be getting, it's not going to fit in the cup holders. I've tried, but it's not going to fit. So I'm going to need a smaller water bottle for travel. I'm still going to be bringing that one with me anyway because I'm going to always fill that one up. Because I need this one specifically because it is hard for me to stay hydrated, to drink water because I'm drinking like everything else but water normally. So staying hydrated is hard. Okay, especially with how it is this summer. It's very hot and muggy. Therefore, I really should, especially with my anxiety. If you drink more water, it does help with anxiety. For me, right now, it's harder. I did journal yesterday, and I put the date for this morning. I didn't write anything in here yet. But I need to because like last night it hit me hard. Not right away after the live stream, but it hit me hard. I'm starting to feel it a lot more now. Not just anxiety. The anxiety does not help. That's another reason why I couldn't go to sleep. I also just had like insomnia. I could not sleep no matter what I did. And then also Lucy kept me up too because she was having zoomies in my room again. I'm like, can you please not? And then like this morning she was scratching at my closet, so it made me think that there's somebody like hiding in my closet, so I had to open the closet to look in the closet to see if there was somebody chilling out in my closet. It was funny. Not with this car. I mean, I'll look into it, but I don't think it'll work, Mark, because I don't know how that would work for that. Because the way I'm thinking about the adapter, I don't even know, because I feel like it's gonna hook onto the front of it, because it's the one in the car that I'm gonna be getting is a pull out, and then you push it back in for the cup holder in the front. And then we used to have another thing for cup holders down in the middle of the. I don't really know what that's called. It's a 2000s car. We had it. I don't know what happened to that, but it wasn't just a cup holder. I also had like a little thing there to put stuff in. It was like a little basket or whatever. It's not a center console. It's not. It's not the same thing. It's not a center console. It's not. Unless it's like a little mini plastic one. My grandmother had it in the car prior. So I don't. It also was a cup holder too, but like I don't know what happened to it. Cause it came with the car. So I don't know what happened to it. Honestly, I think it's gone. I do have the heart crystal that was hanging in my grandmother's car prior. It's in my jewelry box. I gotta put a new string or anything on it so I could be able to put it back in the car. Because that's honestly where it belongs. My sister asked me where it was. I didn't. I just told her I took it to clean it, but also it's because the string broke and I didn't want to lose it. So it's been in my jewelry box this whole time. So, Brian, if you're watching this, I'm sorry that I didn't tell you where it was this whole time. It's still with me. I keep it in there so it does not get lost. Because otherwise, if I didn't, it would literally be like floating all over the house. It would be. This way, I know exactly where it is and it stays in the same spot. And I did have to clean it because there was some schmutz on it. So I had to clean it. So I can't wait to put it back in the car soon anyway. Because it's supposed to go over the mirror. I forgot what the mirror is called too. I know what it's called. I just forget. Oh, it makes me feel stupid. The name escapes me, just like the center console did. That escapes me too. Because again, I know what it is. I just don't always remember the names for it. So it's kind of like me saying the Prindle from like The Sweet Life and Zack and Cody from the 2000s. Mark, you're too old for that though. But like for anybody who grew up in the 2000s, if you remember the Prindle, you're all set to drive. Oh god, I love that episode. I might have to watch that episode. Yeah, I might have to watch that episode again. It's on Disney Plus. But yeah, so I'm not feeling good, so I literally just I put my phone on do not disturb and it's going to be like that for a while. So that's also kind of why it's quiet in this room. Cuz it's on do not disturb cuz I have to. I'm going to have it on all day. Plus I need to get a lot of chores done after this, and I also need to take a nap after this because I'm pooped. Honestly, and it's my last day off before I go to work tomorrow. And I need as much rest as I can because I'm doing closing. So I tried to take a nap last night. I had a headache last night, and then my headache came back this morning. So, like, either way, it was not fun. So, yay. Plus, it kind of is the time of year because I do get prone to headaches when it's hot out. Not only that, but it's just I don't know. It kind of sucks because I've been also stressed out. So it's a lot of reasons at once. It's stress. I'm straining my eyes by accident. That happens a lot. My mom has the same problem as me. And then like we don't know that we're straining our eyes. It's just something that happens automatically. Then it's hard to relax them for some reason. And then it's stressed, but it's also because of the heat. So it sucks. And so I had to take Tylenol last night, and I went to bed early last night because I went to bed at 11 instead of like 1 a.m. So that's probably also why I didn't sleep the whole night as well, because I'm not used to sleeping that early. To me, it's early. To other people, it's different, obviously. But again, I normally don't go to bed until like midnight or 1, depending on the night. Even when I'm working, I still go to bed that late. So that also explains why I'm always tired, honestly. But I do have afternoon shifts, so I get to sleep in as much as I can. And when I mean by sleep in, I mean sleep majority of the day. Not that I want to, but it is what it is. That's just life. Okay, I gotta pin your comment, Mark, before I forget. Because again, you were the first one in the chat. I gotta do that now. Every single time. Yeah, that does help. For me, it really just depends on how bad it is, because there's sometimes where I take my magnesium more often than others. And plus I keep forgetting where the baggie is for the gummies in the first place. So like that's another reason why I haven't been taking them. But considering how bad it is, I might actually take the gummies because it is kind of just that bad. So I really need to relax before I break again. Because again, last night was not fun. Not only that, but like Sunday night, because I talked about it in my last live stream, it wasn't like the best day for me, especially at work. And I was still upset about it when I went into work on Monday. So I was like, yeah. At the beginning, I did like get back to normal. It ended up being a fun Monday though. Eventually. It's just an old shirt. That's it. But no, because I gotta go back to work Thursday and Friday. So I work on the 4th of July, so that sucks. I hate missing the fireworks. I literally should I should have told my boss never to put me on for that holiday, honestly. But that's my fault, not his. Cuz I mean, he did ask me what days that I prefer to have off every year, and I mostly just said my birthday and the day before. And then that was it, and I didn't think of the 4th of July until exactly when it happens. But yeah, because I was also supposed to take the 13th off too. I was supposed to request that off. I didn't have time to because of how everything ended up, and then the car show was canceled, and we had really bad weather, so I wasn't gonna have my dad drive me to work just for me to go ask my boss to request it off. So considering that it's Wednesday, I can't really request it off, but also technically the we have the sheets to fill it out, so I could have done that if I didn't have time. But even then, like we've been very busy at work, so it doesn't even matter because even if I did grab it and start filling it out, I would have had to be told to stop filling it out and then to go obviously I have to anyway. But sometimes I don't see people come in either because they're like ninjas. And then they're quiet and they're like, well, you can do whatever. I'm like, but if you're ready to order, I'm supposed to take your order anyway. I can literally just go back and do whatever after. So, like, it doesn't matter. And a lot of times I work the front alone. So, I mean, it makes sense. I'm the only one out there. So, I would rather just ask in person instead of just filling it out instead, because like I know if I take any paperwork out and I start filling it out, I'm going to be asked to do something else. So I have to stop, and then it's just a little annoying to me, but I understand that I have to do it anyway. But it's just like It's not that important because it's just me filling out a paper to request time off, so it doesn't really matter anyway. So, well, yeah, but Mark, that's also because you're not in the States, you're in the UK. So that's why you don't celebrate the 4th of July. The 4th of July is Independence Day. That's why you don't celebrate it. That makes sense. Oh my. That's not fun either. Plus if I did have time to request it off, I would have, but I didn't have time and I can't always control when we're busy too at work. So I was like, yeah. Plus I keep forgetting that we have the applications to like you can literally you could either use the paper sheet to request time off, or you could just tell them in person, which I prefer doing that in person. So, my work best friend was like, "Why don't you just ask our other boss?" I'm like, "No." At that point, no. I only like to ask my other bosses because like I know for a fact that like I will have more of a chance to get it off versus asking my other boss. That's also why. Not only that, but like my other boss scares me. So he he's a good dude. He's just terrifying. Not only to me, but like people come in and like they're scared of him too. It's not just me. But it's funny and not funny at the same time. So but yeah, it is what it is. I do wish that I was able to see the fireworks though, because I like doing that like every year. It's practically a tradition for me and my mom, but she's probably also happy that she doesn't have to drive through all of that stuff anymore because of the traffic due to like how it gets downtown. So, I mean, it is what it is, but she's happy to not being able to do that. But she still technically has to go through traffic to pick me up anyway because I get out at 9. Oh wait, no, unless it ends at 10 o'clock. Never mind, maybe. Great, that's fun. I'm getting scabs now. My eczema has gotten worse since like I'm not feeling my best. It went away for 2 days and then now it's like starting a whole new rash practically. It sucks. I don't know if my cousin's home. No, it's not. No, there's legitimately somebody outside. There's somebody coming over today to drop something off, and I don't know what time they're doing it, so I don't know if that's my cousin or if it's them. No, it's just my neighbors bringing back their trash can. Never mind. Because it sounded weird at first. I'm like, what is that? Because it was a thumping, but I also heard somebody go upstairs. So I wasn't I wasn't sure what the heck was going on. I know that's not my trash can because it's in the front and I have to take that back. So my cousin is not home at the moment. Um I don't even know if he came home last night anyway because the time I went to bed cuz he doesn't stay here all the time. He lives somewhere else too. So like he's here like occasionally, but his boxer dog's upstairs, so technically he does have to come back during times of the day anyway to let the dog out. So, and that dog is kind of skittish towards people. So before anybody asks if, you know, like why I don't take the dog out, that's why. Also, it's a boxer dog, and boxer dogs are very strong dogs. The poor thing will have me go flying. So yeah, that's another reason why. I mean, I'll do it if my cousin asks me, but it's also hard because it's upstairs and I don't feel like flying down the stairs. I wasn't allowed to walk my boxer dog back when we had Jade because of how strong she was, and she pulled my sister, and everybody else was allowed to walk her, and I wanted to try to see if I could uh, be able to walk her, and I still wasn't allowed to because if Jade saw somebody that she liked so much, she would have charged at them, she would have ran at them, and possibly my arm would have gotten dislocated. But I also know for a fact that she would make me fly. I would fly. So it's not fun. But also she's on like uh she had the harness, so it wouldn't be like I wouldn't be afraid to try to be restrained with her anyway. Cause I don't like it when people have the dog's leashes on their collars or cats, because some people walk their cats. I don't like it because if you need to restrain the dog or the cat, you shouldn't be pulling on the collar around their neck. It wrecks their neck, and it also can cause coughing later on in life too. And not only that, it can cause a lot of health problems for the dogs. It's better when they're wearing the harness. So if your dog needs to be pulled back, or if you need to use restraint, it's not as bad as like having the leash attached to the collar. And then also, I understand how it's tricky for some dogs or cats to put the harnesses on because they'll slip right out. So like that's funny and not funny. Jade had to go through a couple because she was a big dog. She kind of got chunky. So like we had to like it was so hard to find harnesses for her. I miss her so much. Also, another reason why we got Jade in the first place is because my neighbor's dogs back in the house that I grew up in, their dogs used to get loose. So the dogs were very aggressive. I don't know why, but they were very aggressive, and they would always end up in our backyard somehow because they would jump the fences in the backyards. So like uh literally they they would be in the backyard. They would try to go after me and my sister. My sister was fast enough to literally just throw me into the patio of the house. So like she tossed me through the window. I'm kidding. She didn't actually throw me through the window. She opened the door and put me through the door. She did like put me into the patio. That's the point. And then she went inside to get my mom, but the dog was attacking the patio a couple times when that would happen. Sometimes we didn't really have time to go in and get my mom to tell her about the dogs. So the dogs were circling around me, and I'm a little kid, by the way. I was very young at that point. Because we got Jade around 2007. She was a young puppy, and we got her. She was super super protective. She was able to get the dogs to back off, and finally the neighbors were able to keep their dogs in their yard. They ended up moving later on anyway, so that stopped happening. And whenever I went over my neighbor's house, like the dogs were still kind of like chaotic. They were fine because like my neighbor, their son went to school with me and I was friends with their son. So it was really like they were fine around the him and his siblings, But when it was like anyone else, like they kind of were vicious. I don't understand why. To this day, it's kind of like an enigma, you know. But like the dogs could have ended up doing something pretty bad. We just got lucky, honestly, because like they were growling and then foaming at the mouth to an innocent child in their own backyard for no reason. We never did anything to those dogs, so like it makes kind of like no sense, you know. Like not only that, but like Jade was able to get them to go away. She did fight the dogs. She did have to end up fighting the dogs. She didn't get hurt. The other dogs technically didn't get hurt, but they did obviously back down and then they left. If it wasn't for Jade, there would have been a lot of more weird stuff going on than there actually was. Because we didn't live in the best area anyway, so like there's always something happening, honestly. So it's I got stories. I got stories. So does my sister. It's terrifying. And then my mom also has her own stories that I'm so glad I don't remember those. Because that's also terrifying and it's a thing. But that's for her to tell, not me. That's for her to tell, not me. It's a beautiful morning, though. It is cloudy, but I do really like overcast, especially when it's been hot. I mean, I don't really like it when it's hot and overcast because to me it just makes no sense to my brain. I don't know why. But it might be let me check the weather. It might be getting no, it's going to be cloudy all day. It's going to be overcast all day until around like 7 and 8 p.m. So, yeah, that's fun. There's 30% rain Thursday too, tomorrow. Oh, today's 70 and that's not bad. Yay. Yay, it's going to be 70 degrees today. Thank God. Yesterday was way too toasty in my opinion. I don't know. Okay, it wasn't that bad, but like after the live stream, a little bit after, when the storm came, I took a shower and then I felt better afterward. That didn't last though. True. I mean it rained overnight here too because I could smell it through my window when I got up this morning. But like today is going to be overcast mostly, but it does feel like that the sun keeps coming out and then going hiding behind the clouds, but that's kind of normal anyway. Well, I mean it says cloudy, but it looks like that there is sun outside. Yeah, no, the sun's out, so my phone lied to me. My phone lied to me, but I do have to turn off my phone anyway cuz I have to reset it because it's been on. Cuz I mean, I did shut it off yesterday, but it wasn't for like that long. I need to turn it off for a while anyway. So, I mean, it is what it is though. But I don't even know. Plus, besides after these videos, I'm probably gonna be going radio silent again. Because I have to study for something, and I am excited and very stressed out about it. I also gotta find my book to study with. It is somewhere in the house. It's somewhere in the house. I might have to ask my best friend if I could borrow her brother's book, probably. So they might have to drop it off. I don't know if that's gonna be today or not. I doubt it, but I just need to use it to study. They'll get it back. I'm not gonna keep it forever. I do have my own. I just don't know where it is. It's somewhere, but I mean, it is what it is. I wish I had like I wish I had good eczema lotion. It's getting really bad. It's dry and I cannot stop scratching, but it's because like again, my eczema is linked to my anxiety and depression. So whenever I'm feeling mentally bad, it acts up again. Like it's hard to see on camera, but it's bad. It's bad. It's not noticeable on camera, but it is bad. But also the lighting in here isn't great because I kind of look like a ghost compared to the wall. But I also haven't been outside much anyway. I mean, I have and I haven't been. I did the tie dyeing and stuff. I did that. But I don't even know. I mean, we do still have that clip to do. I might ask my best friend Megan to come over so that we can finish that part of the video. So, and it would also help me get stuff done quicker because I can be able to talk to somebody while I'm getting my stuff done. And I mean, like in the actual house, like not over the phone. When I call people and I'm doing chores, it's so hard because whenever I call my best friend Sarah while I'm doing chores, it's kind of hard because I walk into another room. I don't bring my phone with me, so we both can't really hear each other. And my phone, I put my phone the volume all the way up, and she's on speaker too. It's not like I just put the phone down and she's not on speakerphone. Whatever I do, whenever I am on call with people, I do put them on speaker. It's just because like I don't want to continue to have my phone on my ear the whole time. It's just easier that way, unless I'm like walking in a way, because it's easier for me to concentrate on the phone call when I have it next to my ear. I don't know. I'm weird. I'm weird like that, kind of. But also, it's because like I'm normally doing something, so being able to be hands free helps a shit ton. Because like I would be washing the dishes or like cleaning the bathroom, trying to speed clean before I have people over. So I call my best friend so that we can just like talk and stuff while I'm getting stuff done because it helps me work faster. It's kind of funny. It's either that or if I'm not able to call anybody, I turn the TV on and then I have it very loud so I can hear it in the other rooms. So no matter where I am trying to get my stuff done, I can hear it. Or if my mom's home, I normally like carry around my laptop and then I have YouTube on and I'm having the laptop on very loud too. Not too loud because my mom is just like, I'm trying to watch something in here. So like, or I put my earbuds on too. So either way, or I have my earbuds on listening to YouTube either off of my laptop or my phone because obviously I can't hook it up to TV because that's not how that works. Otherwise, I would use a TV, obviously, but I have an old Sony TV, so it's not a smart TV, which I'm still surprised that we're able to hook up the Roku to it. But either way, not complaining. I understand why I'm able to hook up my Switch to the TV. That makes sense. The Roku is a little different, but I don't know. Either way it works, it doesn't matter. I don't know. I mean, like this TV is probably like from what 2010? I don't know. My grandmother's had this TV for years, so I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. But it's still an older TV. I just don't know how old it is exactly. Cuz her other TV was different, but it fit in the living room a lot better, and plus it would have matched the painting. Her, it's not really a painting, like the photo from when she got married, because of the frame would have matched the older TV versus the newer TV, which doesn't match anything. Plus, I do like the family center though. That's the best thing ever. But I don't know. It's I don't even know. But yeah, I'm happy that it cooled down. I mean, it has been toasty recently, but it hasn't been that bad. Honestly, I just want to go swimming still. But it's also kind of too cold. It's gonna heat up more. I did turn off the extra fan because we didn't need it now. Yesterday we did. I was kind of sweating to death during the live stream, but it was also because I was wearing my beanie. So that didn't help. It really didn't. I almost have to refill this. This is like half full already. And it filled this all the way to the line. Well, that sucks. It also depends on where you get the smart TV and what brand it is, honestly. But the older TVs are kind of compatible to be turned into smart TVs anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So like if you're able to figure that out, unless it's a black TV, then that's you would have to rewire that would be it's doable, but that would be hard to do. Honestly, it would be hard to do. Cuz like again, I don't know what year this one is, but this one is old and you turn it on, the light turns on first, the green light to tell you that like the TV's on, but it takes like a long time for it to actually turn on. So I don't know why. It's always been like that. But like I also so my Switch is connected to the TV. My the Roku is hooked to the TV, as well as the Wii is also hooked up to the TV. And if the Wii wasn't hooked up to the TV, then Video 2 would be my Switch, but I'm not going to unhook the Wii because I don't want to do that. Because I think that might reset the Wii, possibly. I don't think that's how it works anyways, because it has a reset button on it, but makes me kind of sound stupid. But because it's my grandmother's Wii console, so it's gonna stay connected to this TV forever. That's where it belongs. It belongs there. My old Wii console is actually upstairs because my cousin he took it, and then my mom gave him the games. The only two games I got back were Wii Sports and the Link game, but that's because I have the gun for it. So yeah. Mark, you should have did research before you bought it, especially if you bought it on Amazon. Honestly, in my opinion, it's just better to go out to buy the TV at like an actual place versus ordering it online because there's so many things ordering something like that online that could go wrong. I mean, I say that and I ordered my camera online. I ordered the microphone for my camera online. Yes, but it's not as big as like a TV. You know, a TV's different. At least when you get it at the actual store, the physical store, you know what's going on within the trip in between getting it home and there. Also, my mom and dad got an LG TV, smart TV in their room. That one is one of the good TVs, even though I have no idea how to work it because I would rather just a regular smart TV. They also have an other smart TV in the kitchen. Uh, I think that one's a Roku. It's the Roku is not just smart TV stick provider. They also make TVs as well. But they have the LG in their room because they had to replace the other smart TV in their room, which was a Roku. I forget what the problem was with that. And then the TV in our living room died. So, and it's just been sitting there this whole time. That TV is no longer usable, but I miss that TV because that TV was a huge flat screen. So, it hurts my soul that Rest in peace, that TV. It's been like that for years. I think it died around the time that I was in high school, actually. So that sucks. And then also it was a pain in the butt to get the Wii console unplugged from that TV. And the Wii console still works. It was the TV that died, not the Wii. So I brought it here and I put it in the basement, and that's where my cousin found it. So yeah. So my baby cousin gets to play it upstairs when she's here. So but I wouldn't trust getting a TV on Amazon though. But Amazon is good for getting a lot of good stuff. I almost got my camera off of Amazon. Oh wait, no, it was eBay. That's what happened. Because the kit that I wanted was on eBay. And the one that I was trying to get, he sold it to somebody else. Bruh, that happened to me twice. Oh god, it happened on Facebook Marketplace, and then it also happened literally like on eBay too. That sucks. But I was able to get the one that I have now, even though I have to get a new battery charger because the battery charger that I have for my camera now only has 2 batteries. I mean, it can only charge 2 batteries at once. It would just be more helpful if I could charge all 3 at once. It's just annoying, and I also really just do not like that charger. So I will probably be selling that charger, or I might keep it. It depends on if I get another camera the same, so I have like an extra charger. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see, because I also have to get like Bluetooth microphones. I still have to see about that too. I gotta do research for that too. But again, when you're so back to the prior part here, Mark, whenever you're gonna buy electronics, you should always do your research. I normally have somebody to do the research, to help me do the research, and also do the research for me. So yay. So I don't have to do extra there, but it's also because it gets annoying. So that's how I ended up with the camera that I have now. It's a very good vlogging camera, but it does not take the best photos. It's only good for recording. Even though it has like sample photos from that camera, they do come out really good photos. Just never use the zoom on that camera because it's horrible. It's a horrible zoom unless you're recording, then it's not pixelated. Did you for the TV? Because listen, just because something's popular, that does not mean that it's actually a good thing. Just because it's popular. Just so you know. Trust me, because there's a couple electronics that I got that were supposedly popular, and they were pieces of crap. So yeah, it's not good. The ratings don't always mean anything because again, they a lot of businesses, or for their electronics, right? They buy the ratings. It's not actual people doing that. It's bots. As I said before, just because something has high ratings, that doesn't always mean that it's a good. So like that's why it's hard to find what's actually good and useful. Because otherwise you're gonna get stuck with a piece of crap. So, because that's happened to me a couple times prior. So it's happened to me more than once. So I mean, it is what it is. I really gotta put lotion on my hands. I can't stop scratching. Is the my mom got this gel from the nurse because she got a bug bite that's been bothering her recently. So I'm gonna put this on because I can't. It is gonna sting though, but it does work eventually. but I can't with my hands anymore. I just can't. But yeah, again, so just because something it has a lot of good ratings, that doesn't always mean that it's good though. And that also goes for like restaurants and stuff like that. Just because it looks like it has good reviews, some people pay to get those reviews. So it's not like people being genuine about the review. Like that's my point. That's what I mean. I'm just trying to put it on cuz I can't with the itching. Constantly scratching, and I feel bad cuz like you guys have to watch me scratch the heck out of my hands and my wrists, and it sucks. It's just getting worse. Cause like what I do at work, right? And it's not really good to do this when you have eczema in general or like any type of rashes. But like what I do to stop the itch is that I literally put on I just keep washing my hands for a long period of time under hot water. And then for my wrists, I just have it just run with the extreme heat hot water. It burns, but it also helps with the itch so I can stop scratching at work. Cause like I feel like people are watching me at work and they're like, why is she scratching? Or like, ew, you know, and then because again, my hand the rashes are continuously dry because I don't have time to moisturize at work anyway. But I did put the gel on because like now you can see it. Look how bad they are. You can see a little bit of it because I got scabs because I can't stop scratching. It's painful. Like yesterday wasn't that bad, and then all of a sudden, this morning, it's just bad. I'm just trying to have the gel dry because it's kind of sticky. And I don't like putting stuff on it either because of my sensory issues. Because if I put lotion on it, either it stings or I just do not like how it feels because it feels cakey and greasy and it's gross. So it sucks. No, you really can't, Mark. You really can't because again, a lot of people buy it's the ratings and stuff. It's not people being true. I mean, I only rate stuff sometimes only if it asks me and if I like the product. Sometimes, yeah, but like I just wait until after I have it and I use it because sometimes they try to pop up the rating. Oh, hey, rate this since you're here. I'm like, I was only here for 2 seconds. This isn't fair. Okay, it's not fair at all. Because like you don't fully understand what you're rating until afterwards. So it's like some people also just rate it just because. So it's not like an honest rating. They're only doing that to be nice too. So again, that's why you also can't trust it because it's probably just, you know, bullheck. So you never know, honestly, at this point. That's what I'm saying because you got to see it from like that perspective. But also, everybody else is not going to understand my perspective, but they can see how they see it, which is kind of funny. But it makes intriguing conversations, though, actually. Yeah, exactly. That's also kind of my point, is what I mean by that. I don't really think it's Amazon. I mean, it could be, but I also think it's more like I don't know. It's hard to say because Amazon is its own thing. I don't think people can sell their own stuff on Amazon. If you can, then I didn't know that until just now, but like eBay is different. So like they let you honestly rate stuff, but like that's also because like you're getting something from a seller on there. Okay, so then, yeah, that's how eBay and Amazon are different. Like, also, like, I think it is like, what is it? I forget what that one is. Oh, Etsy. That's it. That's it. Etsy too. Etsy shops, you're also allowed to uh do like any review, even if it's negative. That's why when you give negative reviews, it is kind of sad, but a lot of places are able to block the negative reviews because they want more people to buy the product. It's messed up, but it happens. It's the thing that actually happens. So, I mean, it makes so much sense. It does. It makes so much sense. You know? It just it does. But there's nothing I can really do about it though. I'm going to have to fill this up again. Today is a water day. Mostly because of my anxiety. The gel does work, but it still kind of stings because I was still scratching so bad. I have to be careful so I don't scar my own hands and wrists by scratching the eczema so much. It sucks so much. I honestly want to start wearing gloves more often because I can't look at my own hands when it gets like this. It sucks. I hate it so much. But yeah, I do really like ordering stuff off of Amazon. I did order an SD card case off of Amazon too, and so far I like it. So I think that's the only thing that I ordered off of Amazon recently. Besides the SD cards. Excuse me. That is another thing that I do like that I ordered off of Amazon. So now I don't have to worry about the space anymore. Because the Stafford Springs video was so hard to do because I had to keep deleting stuff off of my SD card, and I don't like doing that because I'm probably going to have like over hundreds of SD cards because I don't like to delete anything off of them, is because I like to keep them for memories and stuff. So it's kind of like building up your own uh, memory cards because they are kind of memory cards, but like it's hard to explain. So like I can be able to transfer that and make it into film because I've seen it. People are able to do that, so I'm excited to see how that is. They also have those things that you're able to do that off of Amazon, so like, and then you can print them out too. It's cool. I forgot which SD cards were what, so I kind of put two of the new SD cards in both of my cameras. But I already used one of the new ones when I was doing the videos with we were shooting the videos with Megan at home for the tie-dye stuff. And I do need her to come over for that last clip because we have to show you guys how the shirts that we dyed came out. I already did the outro, so we're going to be using that outro, so I'm going to explain that in the video. So I used that one. Didn't remember which one it was because I put the other 128 SD card next to it. So now it's kind of like, whoa, two different SD cards gonna have two different stuff on it. It's gonna be funny, but it's also not funny because I also put the other SD card in my Nikon camera because I was getting ready for the car show. So I can take the SD cards out and put them back into the case because I don't need to use the camera. The cameras right now, so like why have the SD cards already in them? But sometimes it's just helpful, so like I already know that they're in them. So when we go out places, so if I forget the SD card case, I already have the SD cards in the cameras. So everyone's techniques are different. It works out that way because I always forget to take them out anyway until I really need to for when I have to transfer everything to my laptop, you know? It is what it is. What time is it? It should be 11 now. No, yeah, I didn't know about that until I bought my new SD cards, which the ones that I bought are slower than the other one that I had, which is fine because I'm not going to pay $60 just for 150. Just for 150. I'm fine with 140. There's not much of a difference. It's just a little bit slower. And I really don't mind that. It's not like as much like as long as I have enough space on it, I really do not care. And plus it's not really gonna be a problem with my new camera anyway. But I haven't checked it. So we'll see. It's gonna be a fun surprise when it does end up happening, I guess. So it is how it be, I guess. I don't know. But no, it does. The ones that I got are just the speed of how it's gonna be transferred from the SD card to the computer. It has nothing. There's no differences within the audio or the video quality. So I lucked out, but it also depends on what SD cards you get and what brand it is, as well as the speed and everything else. It really just depends. And again, I didn't learn that until like I was ordering them off of Amazon. And they're both like $15 a piece, so I was like, all right. So I ordered that as well as the case during the same time. I forget how much the case was. It is what it is though. But yeah. It also depends on your camera too, as well. So like that also affects the type of SD cards that are used. Because the SD card that was in my camera that came on my camera, that thing sucks. I know because I've seen what was on the SD card. But also it was mostly just photos on it, so that also explains why, but also the lighting wasn't the best either, and the SD card kind of made it worse. And it's same brand as the one that I get now. The only difference is that it was an all black one and it doesn't tell you how much space it has on there. And I'm not going to use that SD card. I just have it, so I keep it in my camera case. So, and then that one compared to the one that I use, mine's better because despite still having the same type of quality photos, other than that, it's not pretty bad. Because again, my camera is good with photography, just as long as you do not use the zoom. But also, this camera isn't really made for that in the first place, so I mean, it makes sense. Kind of like the Canon that I have, the Rebel T100. That one is made for photography, but the lens on it isn't the best for far range photography or close up range photography if you have to use a zoom versus taking a photo like inches away. You know, uh but also Canon has like a dark tint no matter what you do. It's quite annoying. I prefer Nikon over Canon in my opinion for that cuz I mean it does take good photos, but it's the shutter speed is so slow on that camera, it hurts my soul. So, yeah. Yeah, that is true. Not only that, but it makes a whole new file, like a private file too. Because my camera does that now, so it also has like a thumbnail automatic feature on this camera, and I haven't used it for a thumbnail because most of them are just ridiculous. I mean, I might, because I might check for the Salem video. I might use one for the thumbnail there. I did start making the thumbnail for what I wanted to do. Wasn't going to work out. But for what I want to do, it's not going to work out the way I want to because I can't really cut out that photo the way I want it to. I might buy a subscription to PixArt actually because that will help because I really like photo editing on that app, especially when I have to do my thumbnails. And I want to be able to get thumbnails a lot more perfect. So I think it's worth it in my opinion, but it depends on how much it is actually. I'll have to look into that later. But no, that is true. That is true though, Mark, for that. It is very true for that. Cuz there are certain SD cards that aren't compatible with your camera. It is a possibility because that's happened to me once. I'm just surprised that the SD card that was in the camera actually worked for that camera. But again, so like if I put my grandmother's SD card from her Nikon camera, it's not gonna work with my 4K camera. There's no way. I don't even you can I don't know if you can record with that one actually because it's a Kodak SD card, and it's only 16 gigabytes, so there's not that much room on it anyway. There's still room left on it because my grandmother didn't use it as much. But it's still funny. Because she switched out her film camera. As soon as she got the Nikon, she stopped using the film camera. She stopped using the Pentax camera. So, it is what it is. No, yeah, that's true. I'm just saying that the lens that came with my Canon is just straight up ass. It's just straight up ass. The not only that, but again, the shutter speed is so slow. It pains me to use that camera. It's been sitting on the record player this whole time for 2 years since I brought it to this house. It's been sitting in the same spot this whole time. I have touched it since, but I haven't turned it on or anything. Also, it only has one battery, so that camera kept dying on me every time I did use it. So the battery life wasn't great. And then my Sony batteries are supposed to last for hours, which majority of the time they don't. But it also depends because if it's really hot out, they will die. Even if you charge them overnight, they die like this. They die like that. So it's just like, that's fun. But it could also be because of the charger isn't charging them correctly too. But also I have an all black camera. I wanted it a different color, but they didn't have a kit that I liked in that color. And plus, they also have the white version, and I prefer the black over the white because the white is no. But either way, because like my camera came with the batteries, it came with the charger. It did not come with the microphone. I had to buy that separately, which that I bought on Amazon. It was $13. Actually, it's 13 something because I do have Amazon Prime, so it came quickly because the microphone came before it came before the camera, but the camera I bought off of eBay, so I mean it makes more sense. That's why it took longer. No, yeah, it is. Well, yeah, no shit. That makes sense though, Mark. I'm just saying like mine is just ass. Not only that, but like my Canon sucks also. It's not really good for nature photography in general because again, it's a loud camera for one. My Nikon is quieter. And also the distance photography, it already has 50 times zoom built into the camera. Sorry, it's 40. It's 40. My ex-friend wanted to get a similar Nikon, but it had 60 times zoom on it. So like she would be able to get very beautiful photos of the moon specifically because of the zoom on that camera. I get really good ones in general because of the 40 times zoom. That's enough. Honestly, I can get very close, so it doesn't really matter to me. But that's not the only thing that I use that camera for, because that's my photography camera, and I love it so much because I can do wildlife photography as much as I want, because I can be able to zoom in as much as I can and as I want, and the shutter speed is quick on that one. So it's like I don't, and also it's a quieter camera. Sometimes it does have sound effects, but that's normally when I use the flash. It's normally when I use the flash, and the shutter speed is slower when you use the flash anyway, or at least on that camera. Built-in flash, and then my mom barely uses the flash, so she always forgets how to turn on the flash. It's just a little button on the side, and I've almost broke the flash on my camera because I can't stop playing with the button. So it flaps open, shut it, flaps open, shut it. But it's because like I like the noises when it clicks open and I close it. So it's funny. But I love that camera so much. And that camera's seen a lot of things, that poor thing, and it still works. It still works. It still works, and I love it so much. I love that camera. That camera has seen too much things, that poor thing. Again, I'm just lucky that it works, and also it still works pretty well even having a chip in the lens anyway, because there is a chip in the lens now. The warranty is over, so I can't get that fixed, so it's going to cost me a shit ton to fix it, but it's not big enough to where it's a problem anyway. So like all the photos come out perfect still anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. Again, that camera is a trooper, honestly. Oh, yeah. So before I answer you, Mark, hold on. So for the Sony camera that I have, right? There's no speaker on it. There's no built-in microphone on it because you have to do the attachment, right? So I have to. So if I'm playing back the footage and I'm trying to listen to it, I have to get deadly close to the shoe microphone. Otherwise, you can't hear it, and there's no way for me to turn up the volume anyway. So I have to be like this, so my ears on top of the microphone to listen. So it's straight up hilarious for people to watch me do that, because I had to do that in the Stafford Springs video when I was doing that video, because I had to play back everything to make sure I had certain points. And then people were coming and walking around. They were looking at me like I was insane. It was pretty hilarious. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna look at this now. Again, the kit lens is just ass. We just agree on that, okay? That's where we're leaving it. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't have to switch out lenses, which is another thing. That's why I don't really want a DSLR, because I would have to switch out the lenses all the time and it will bug me. But it makes sense though. Yeah, it is. It is. It really is. All right, so I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for joining in the live stream, and I'll see you guys next time. It was nice to have an extra live stream. I don't know when I'm going live next. Can't tell you. But I do need to focus on video editing and getting stuff done. I was editing a lot last night, but considering I got very upset I wasn't feeling good mentally. I had to stop. Otherwise, it would. Well, that and plus I had a headache, so that didn't help. And I was half asleep. It sucks. But I do have a lot of editing to still do, so I'm gonna be doing that today, as well as the chores. So yeah, have a good day too, Mark. Bye, guys.